What is up, beautiful people around the world? I just want to say that I'm really excited to work on this video because I personally want to say that this is one of the best videos that I've ever seen in a long time. Today's purpose is I'm going to talk about this video as detailed as possible to say why I like it and just go through it bit by bit, because for me, this video, I have used it multiple times, not only for myself, but also for certain projects on how to edit or how to get certain unique angles that I'm looking for. I am always looking for inspiration to how I can improve my videos to the next step. How do I get a certain angle? How low do I have to go? What lens do I have to use? What do I need to do to get more or less the same shot? And there's a lot of experimental time between it, but once you figure those elements out, you just realize that you're just learning new skills and they're really fun. And that's why I'm looking at K-pop videos or generally MVs to basically learn these different skill sets. These skill sets are just great because you can take them with on any type of project. I always say that there's always an opportunity to learn something, and for me, hey, I'm having fun looking at MVs with you guys, but at the same time I'm learning quite a lot. So every time I try to do a next video, even making a next YouTube video, I always try to improve the quality to the next level. For example, now I'm using my most expensive camera. Do you guys notice a difference? Maybe not, but hey, I do. And it just makes small differences like this where I'm thinking, should I or should I not? But I always believe you should, and always try to bring up your next game. So for today's video, like I already mentioned, as you can see by the title, we're going to be looking at the BTS on MV. Well, it's more like I like to call it a performance video, but they like to call it the Kinetic Manifesto Film. And that's cool. I really want to see this again and analyze this with you guys. See what we can figure out about it, see what we can learn about it, and see why I really like it and why I think it's one of the best videos that you can even learn from if it comes to filmmaking. How do you get certain shots? How do you even get there? We already mentioned this, but let's finally get into the video and see what it is about. I always love looking at BTS videos. There's always so much money pumped into them, but this one I think is the cheapest one they ever filmed, and it's I think one of the most successful videos in my opinion, and the last true BTS video that is out there that is really just identifying with BTS, especially when it comes to choreography. Please subscribe. So let's get into the video. Always nice to hear that, that big hit intro. I think by now they changed it now to hype labels, if not mistaken. Yeah, they did. So let's start off with this particular shot from the start. This shot might look very bland. However, it just allows you to be focused on all the people on the set. The color that you can see on the concrete, it makes concrete so much more special. It's just that the focus is, because they're wearing black, it's just on the people. And also if you look at the architecture in the background, it's very nice. And the shot that we see here, it's an establishing shot. It's just establishing like, hey, this is going to be the location where most of the MV, if actually all of the MV, is going to be taking place. And it's actually very nice. Now, I do have a question though to understand, like, why is there like this point here with some graffiti on there, and there's also some over here in the corner? Maybe they could have used this as a reference point because the other ones look quite clean, if I can say so. But small things like that don't really matter. I just want to say it must have been fantastic to be on this shot, especially because it's just unique. It's one location and they're trying to make the most out of it. And look how wide the shot actually is here. It's ultra wide because they want to establish where everything is happening. Then it jumps from a wide angle shot right into the info. It goes from, I don't know what lens this is. It could be a 20mm depending also on what camera they use, but it's basically a wide angle shot. And then look at the compression here. Now they're using like a 56, maybe an 80, maybe 100mm. I cannot say what they're using, but look at the compression. They want to make sure that this is a detailed shot, especially with her facial expression that we see here. It's all just about picturing and capturing those elements that are very important for the MV. It's about showing that power. That is so cool. And look at this angle. It's a different angle, a little bit higher, but it's just rotating where you're standing. And it makes the square, again, more diamond-like. But it's nice to see this, no? They look like toy soldiers, but it's just about playing with your perspectives, playing with your horizon, play with the colors that you have. And it's really, really clever what they did here. Again, it's just making it a little bit more unique on what we see in normal MVs. And also it's a very, very high shot actually. Like I think this could be a drone shot. I cannot say for sure. It could also be a crane shot, but it looks fantastic. And then it goes back into the detail in between the choreographers, you know, very close, very personal. And this was the moment where I actually really enjoyed this MV. I don't know which member this is actually at the moment, but you don't see him. You don't even know that he's there. If you look at his clothes, he's blending very well with the background. But then all of a sudden when the beat drops, he moves to the beat and then you can see basically that he's present. It's so clever just. Because it would have been a little bit boring if he was there all the time, but it's great that he is there, you know, out of nowhere, out of the blue, and he just appears. It's about that surprise factor, which makes it so cool. Same shot, different angle. Again, playing with your perspectives, really nice. Keeping the flow going, you know, go away from the basic shots, go from up, down, left, right. Think about what you can play with. And if you got all the angles possible, especially on a location like this, there should not be any limit to how you're actually filming here. And where did the second guy come from? Again, it's small things like that. It is just so cool. Let's see if we can picture where he came in. So most likely this is a cut. And then there he is. So again, it's all about playing with perspectives, you know, playing with your cuts. And it also just shows how many times they actually filmed this. Really cool. Keeping it personal, you know, being close to it. Beautiful, you know, it's all about that facial recognition, about showing who you are in the MV. What does it actually say on his face? The shadow, like me. Isn't that part of the lyrics? Is it? I'm not really sure. But it's small details like that that actually really stand out. Really nice. And then all of a sudden you have Rap Monster already in the background. In the bokeh, you cannot see him immediately, but you can hear his voice. And again, it's playing with what you can maybe hear and possibly see in the near future. In other words, what you're going to see now. And it's just a very consistent shot. There is no part that it seems like it's interrupting the entire scene. And it's very nice. Really cool. I'll be honest though, I think the lip sync is a little bit crap, but that's okay, you know, for what it is, the focus here should be the choreography and not the lip sync. Beautiful drone shot. Just look how low it goes. Very, very low, very nice wide angle shot. And on top of that, you can see all the extra members, all the BTS members here, and most likely also, on the right and the left. It's all very raw. I don't know if they should be there, if they should be in frame, but they are there nonetheless. They're getting ready for the next shot. And again, it's about that continuous feeling. You can see the people here already moving forward to get into the shot. And then they should be appearing very soon. Not mistaken, exactly. You saw them already moving in around 2 shots ago, and here they are moving again into frame. And there you have the 2 other members that were on the left side, all getting ready to go into the shot. It's that raw feeling that makes this video so bloody cool. It's just amazing what we see here. It's about that continuous feeling. And then you got the third member as well. You see, it's all just continuous and it's just beautiful and it's amazing how they did it. I cannot say how many times they filmed this actually. I can imagine a couple of times, but it's just so fantastically put together. And then you go it again. You know, you even have the other BTS members now getting ready in position. It's so rough, but it's so nice. Awesome choreography actually. I used to be able to dance this, but I forgot it. I didn't do it for such a long time. I practiced this in my room for such a long time. Like, it takes a lot of time, you know, to learn these choreographies, but it's so cool once you are able to do it because it's such an upbeat song. On top of that, again, we have a beautiful drone shot here that actually matches with that crane shot that we saw before, because here we have a higher perspective. The camera is a little bit higher, and then it goes into a drone shot from that higher perspective into a moving higher perspective. Look at that shot though. It's just fantastic. I remember watching this video and I think I saw a drone somewhere. Oh, there it was actually. Can you guys spot the drone? Where is it? There it is. This little dot here is the drone. But it's just cool picking up these small informations. You know, you can more or less see what gear they're using, and I cannot say what drone they are using, but it's just nice that we can pick it up. Oh na na na. Really nice. And then you can already see everyone slowly disappearing again from the set, so the focus is on the members, on BTS. Very theatrical this is. Then you have the other members now slowly getting prepared in the background again. And then while the other members slowly disappear into the side, one of them has to say to continue the song. It's just beautifully how they thought of this. And normally in an MV, and that's why I respect this video, is that they would actually cut away at that moment to go to this shot. But instead they keep it as a continuous shot, and they must have practiced this many, many times. But it looks great. Really no. Again, it's more or less we're getting in repetition right now with camera angles, but it's nice. It keeps on getting or making the flow a little bit more stronger, allowing the flow to just continue because you don't want to get distracted too much. And like I say, I love the location. Though it is only one spot, I don't get bored from it. I keep on looking to see if I can see anything else happening in the MV. And it just makes it so special. This is a video that really just shows less is more. And of course, I bet they can, basically I can imagine they had a lot of cameras, you know, ready there to be used. But it still shows that a lot of people can go and film here, and it's pretty. And then here as well, it's just so amazing to see all these extra people, again, getting ready to get into the shot. And then you have these BTS members here, you know, running to get ready for or get away from their own shot, which is really nice as well. It's so rough, but so nice. Everyone getting ready to go into position. Really cool. And look at the bokeh. Again, because the background is so pale, so white, it's really smart that they were wearing black. Again, it's just about adding contrast to the scene, and this is so important. I think there are still too many MVs that don't recognize how important this is, because a lot of them just disappear into their own videos. And I think it's a bit of a shame, actually. They were actually really lucky on this day with the weather as well. The shadows again extend all the choreographies or choreographers completely, just extending their bodies into the floor. Very nice. I wonder if they would have shot this as well if it was cloudy. But if not mistaken, this is filmed in Las Vegas, if not mistaken. And the weather tends to be quite good there. So, well chosen location. Look at the detention. It's the first time we actually see the camera moving quite slowly backwards. If anything, this is the longest movement the cameraman ever made with his shot. And I can imagine they made this actually on a crane because it's very smooth. But it looks fantastic. You know, it adds to the sound. If the sound is smooth and very slow, then also make sure that your camera angles are very slow. It doesn't make any sense to have a slow beat and a very hectic movement. It doesn't add up. Very well controlled here. Really nice. Again, look at the focus here as well. You can see that the focus is still on the first member here. And again, we need to just forget that this is BTS. We're focusing purely on the videography here. And then slowly the details in the background are also appearing. Look at that. Whoever is pulling focus here is doing fantastic. Before we get to this part, actually, I just want to look at the list. So you can basically see that they actually have one person who was doing the focus pulling. His name was, can you guys actually see that? His name was Sangwoon Yoon. It's fantastic that you can pull a name out of just focus pulling. It's something that sounds really silly, but you really need to have accurate hands to be a focus puller. If you don't have it, you will never come on this list. And they're doing a fantastic job here. I mean, let's go back again. You can actually see how much or how many elements are, just how many people took part, you know, in this MV. And this is not even everyone. We also have agencies, and then behind the agencies, you have more people. It's just admirable, you know, that even without these people, BTS maybe wouldn't even be who they are. You know, it's still someone else's creativity. So very, very cool. Let me actually have a look. So they have a Jimmy Jip operator, aka the crane, and they've got 2 people there. It's very nice that these people are getting a name out of it as well. Really cool. Hold up, did they just add cinema bars? One sec. No, they were there already. I was just checking. Okay. Very nice. A bit of a fish eye angle here because the bodies become wider, and that's because the, well, basically the shot is just that wide, and that is what happens with the perspective. The bodies just tend to turn into a bit of a fatter personality, you know? It's a characteristic you just can't stop. Really cool. There are some hints in here that basically would tell me that they actually filmed this a couple of times to make sure that the angles were right, because all of a sudden they're very close and then all of a sudden they're really far again. And if you had far shots, aka wide angle shots, you should be able to see the other cameraman, but you don't. That means they filmed it more than once. Really nice MV. Oh, sorry, Manifesto Film. Where did the band even come from in the background? It's just so surprising. Like, where did they come from? Let's actually analyze it. Maybe we can pick it up. Actually, we can see them appearing here already. Let's figure this out. But look at the choreography. Like, let's split this apart a little bit, okay? Because if you look closely, you can see the band already coming in quite slowly in the background. But because of all the other choreographers, you basically don't see it. They blend in beautifully with one another. Look at it. One continuous shot. Look how smooth it is. And then all of a sudden you're like, where did the band come from? Were they there already? But they were already moving in. And it's about keeping those elements in the video that make this so powerful. Really nice. Really cool. Really, really beautiful this is, you know? All continuous, no interruptions. And they're using a sky as a canvas. I mean, I don't know if this was planned, but this is a beautiful, beautiful ending to using all your environments. I mean, now we're restarting the video, I think, again, but, you know, it's all about just making sure that where you're filming and get the most out of it. And it's simple things like this, that instead of fading into a black screen and then the logo appears, it's fantastic that they just use the sky. Much better, much more effective, and much more beautiful as well. So really, really good job on this part. And yeah, guys, that is my analysis on the Kinetic Manifesto Film by BTS. And I don't have too much to say about it. I think you can hear by the tone of my voice that this is really an inspiring video. And it basically shows that once we are on set, we should be able to utilize everything that we have there. We need to be able to get the most out of every angle, out of every aspect, because hey, that is what you pay for. You know, if you pay to be somewhere, make sure to use every corner, every angle. Make the most out of your time, because if you don't, it's going to be a waste. And this is a clear example on how to do it. Yeah, it's one location, but they kept making sure that they used every aspect they can to keep this location very strong, very powerful, and it looks really great. I mean, such a simple backdrop, but it looks great, no? Natural, real, what else are you asking for? Nothing. This is the type of video that I would love to shoot in the future as well. I mean, I already did, but this is so much more cleaner. I've never shot on one location and made an entire MV out of it. I shot in a city in multiple locations, but this is really the nail on the head. This is how you do it. This is what you call perfection in every term. So well done to all the people that are on this list, because hey, you guys are amazing. And I've also just figured out that the lab were the dancers. I mean, that's great, you know, that is really top notch, and can't really complain about that either. Again, I just believe that it's nice that they do have all these people inside of it. Maybe they could have actually added all these names into the video at the end, you know, make it scroll or make it more visible. I don't know, it would have been a little bit nicer, but I think they were just going for the minimalistic look and they nailed on that. So yeah guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed watching this MV with me, because it wasn't about BTS, it's more about learning a different skill, and it's about learning from how to make out of something quite small something quite big. And this is a great example, and I hope that you guys learned a little bit from it as well. So I'll catch you on the next video, and if you did enjoy the video and you want to support the channel, make sure to check out my Patreon, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you on the next level, aka the next video, but I'll see you then.